Welcome to another episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got my boys coming on. His name's JC Capone, and he's gonna give you guys a little background. Trying to raise awareness on Parkinson's disease. And so Cuzzo's not coming on with me tonight. He got tied up with something. So if he pops in, he pops in. What's good with everyone? Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And for all the people that want to believe Mr. Rat Boy that he's not a fucking informant, don't believe him. His ex-brother-in-law, he's getting out of prison soon, so I'm sure he'll straighten up the whole situation. But anyway, what's good with everyone today, man? There's a lot of drama going on the internet lately. I see it. It's funny as hell, man. So I got an interview I did with Cuzzo. I'm going to put it up after I'm done with this live stream. He was supposed to come on with me, but I don't know, man. Something came up. He got tied up. But he told me some pretty good stories today. So those are going to come on. So, I got my boy JC Capone. He's joining me now. And he's going to introduce himself. So here we go. What's up, man?
What's going on, partner?
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm alive, so we all right.
Yeah. So you want to tell the people where you're from and all that?
Is anybody from the FBI listening?
Nah, I don't know, maybe.
No, I'm from Long Island. 5 towns originally. And
yeah.
You guys know about the 5 towns, right?
I don't know what 5 towns is. What's that?
You don't know what 5 towns is? You remember in Goodfellas when Henry Hill goes pick up his girlfriend Karen, he goes to North Woodmere? That's part of the 5 towns.
I gotta watch it again, man. I watched that movie so many times, but
yeah,
you know,
I came from Inwood. That was like 10 minutes up the road from us.
So was there a lot of people that were associated with the mob in your area?
Basically, Henry Hill's whole crew came from the 5 towns. But they're a lot older than me. I know of them, but I was never a part of them because I was probably a baby when they were just starting. So, yeah. But that area definitely had a lot of good guys there, good fellas. The airport was literally 15 minutes down the road, JFK Airport. So it was very convenient to get back and forth.
And that's where they did the Lufthansa heist, right?
Yes.
JFK, right? Yeah. So that is straight shot. Yeah. So did you know any of the sons from them people?
I don't, if you say that you know people, then people start saying, oh, this, that, and the other thing. I don't know anybody except JC. But I can tell you is that a lot of good people came out of the 5 towns. If you do homework, and if you look at the movie, this is all I tell you. Whatever I say is all on the movie, so it doesn't matter. But Frank the Wop came from there. Paul Vario came from there. Henry Hill. So there was a lot of. Our neighborhood was a lot of Italians back when I was growing up. A lot of Italian people, and some were associated. And a lot of them were just good, hard-working people that came to America just to make a better life for their family. Like my father and my mother, they came here because they wanted their kids to have the American dream. And, and that's where we are today, in the American dream.
What year did your parents come to this country?
My father came in the 1950s, and my mother came in, think somewhere in the 60s.
Oh, so your father came first and established like
Actually, my father came here when he was a kid, around 14 years old, and he met my mom in America, but they're both from Italy. And so my mom was in Brooklyn, and so then they met and then they got married here, but they both immigrated from Italy to here. So that's why we have to, it's 2021. We're still calling people illegal aliens. If it wasn't for these illegal aliens, then there would be no America. America is comprised of all immigration and immigrants from all over the world. So we should have more of a compassion, because I'm not, unless you're a Native American or an Indian, I think we're all immigrants to this country.
yeah,
So it's,
definitely.
but you see the difference from the old timers that came over. They came here to work hard and to make.
Shit, I lost your audio.
I'm sorry, people do not respect that I'm on the phone with Billy Staxx. They better recognize that I'm on the phone with one of the best.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
But so long story short, I grew up in an old school Italian family. We had pasta and sauce on Sundays with meatballs. I speak Italian. I've been to Italy numerous times. So if you want, real deal, you talk to real deal people. A lot of these people, they wave the Italian flag. They don't even know what Italy's shaped like. So if you want questions about Italy, you could ask anything you want. But we're definitely old school.
Yeah, people don't know what it's shaped like. They could get the boot up their ass.
They don't understand. But I want to tell you something, though. My parents came to America because this is the best country in the world. And I'm American first and Italian second. So if anybody's got a problem with this country, they can get my bat upside their ass and they can get the hell out, because honestly, it's not perfect, but it's a beautiful place. And till the day my father passed away, he loved America and he never had anything bad to say about it. So, I mean, everything has its flaws, but definitely wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Yeah, man, America's a good place to be.
So,
I got no complaints, man.
nah, I got no complaint. You know what I complain about, Billy? I got Parkinson's disease. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, that's
A
and
fu-
I mean, and you don't even know what makes it come on. Like it just
yeah,
happens to certain people, right?
you want to know? I go to one morning. I was in the construction business. So, and before that, I used to drive. I used to work for Local 295. I was in the Teamsters. I used to drive straight jobs in the airport. So I was always offloading, loading my hands. I was always slinging sledgehammers, carrying concrete. So somebody asked, when did you notice your first symptoms? And always being like heavy lifting and stuff, I was always tweaked. My back always hurt. My shoulders always hurt. My hands were always tight. But
Yeah,
one day I woke up and I was a shaky mess. And my wife is like, yo, knock it off, bro. You're scaring me. I'm
and
like,
that's like when I used to drink alcohol like crazy. I used to shake real bad. You know what
yeah.
I'm
So
saying?
just imagine that, bro. And like times 10 and continuously for every day for the rest of your life. Just imagine what that feels like. So when I went to the hospital, the good thing is that I'm healthy as an ox, because
Yeah,
I got 2 books full of paperwork that they did metal testing, blood work. I mean, I can tell you what kind of blood cells, how many blood cells I got in my blood. I mean, they did such extensive tests, CT scans, EEGs, MRIs. So the doctor comes back and he's like, we got good news. You're healthy. So I said, oh, thank you. But you got Parkinson's. Ha! Imagine that, bro. Imagine
And
being healthy, but you got
yeah,
Parkinson's.
that's
And
pretty crazy, man. And you had a baby, right? You just had a baby, right?
you know, I had just gotten married, and not even 6 months into the marriage, my wife, sometimes we talk about ride or die girls, and ride or die guys, and everybody talks about it. But
Yeah,
until you get put into that situation, that's when you could realize who's who and who's not. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And like I know a lot of people, they talk a lot of pa 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 pa. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I got your back with something. You ever need something? I got you. I got you. Okay, now I need something. I knock on their door. They make believe like they're not home. So
yeah.
so
How
so
old are you? How old are you?
I'm 45.
Wow, that's young, man, to get
Young, I
struck
got
with
hit
that.
at 39, bro. 39.
Wow.
So long story short, I told the kid upstairs, I said, hey, this is my fight. You only got 6 months into a marriage. She was 33 at the time. I said, you could leave and go out that door, and I wouldn't I have not even a bad word to say about you, because this disease is just, if you Google it, I mean, you see the people all. So I said, why would you want that? I said, you're a good looking girl. You got the world ahead of you. And she started to cry and she said, listen, are we allowed to curse on this show or no?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
She was like, listen, you fucking asshole. I told you till death do us part, until death do us part. So, so that's how I'm still married today, because you got a girl that's ride or die. And as
yeah.
far as my first child goes, I got an even better story on that one.
Yeah, man.
No, but this is a funny story because I'm like, I'm a very proud person, and I don't want to admit that I'm handicapped. I don't want to succumb to Parkinson's, because when you start believing it, that's when it starts to overcome you. So I'm just believing that this is a test from God, because He wants me to get the awareness out there, to find the cure, so that way everybody else could benefit. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring awareness. We're trying to find the cure. They're basically using medicine from 100 years ago to treat something that's still unbeatable. So we'll get to that in a minute. But so being that I'm so proud and stuff, we're supposed to go to Aruba, and this was about 3 years ago now, and I didn't realize that it was an international flight, and you got to be there like 3 hours before. So
Hmm.
I got a 6 o'clock flight, and I'm in the shower. It's 4:30. So my brother comes to pick us up. He's like, "Bro, you're gonna miss the flight." I'm like, "Nah, don't worry about it." My wife is like, "If we miss this flight, I'm gonna kill you, you motherfucker. I told you to get up early, this and that." So we get to the airport, and now, if you ever see me walk, I shuffle, and I walk really slow. So my wife makes a beeline for the kiosk, and she's like, you know the airport, how long it is. So she's about 2 football fields away from me, right?
Yeah,
So I'm dragging ass, bro, and this poor kid, like I said, we just got married. I got Parkinson's. I'm losing my business and this and that. So she's like, we need to get out of Dodge for a little while just to clear our heads. So she was really, really excited to go on this trip. So me, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I got Parkinson's. I'm depressed. I didn't really care if I went or not. So this one guy, a security guard named Vlad from JetBlue, right? He comes
hmm,
up to me, he taps me on the shoulder. He's like, my friend, get in the wheelchair. I looked at him. I'm like, what? I ain't taking no fucking wheelchair. Get the hell out of here. So he goes, so and I'm walking a little bit, right? And he taps me again and he goes, my friend, I'm here to help you. I'm not here to take money from you or anything. So I said, listen, bro, do me a fucking favor. I'm not getting in this goddamn wheelchair. I don't give a fuck. I ain't getting in it. So as soon as I'm speaking, it says, Gate to Aruba now closing.
Oh
Final call.
man.
So now I could just feel my wife's heart just sink into her stomach. Like, dude, we fucking park it's this, that, and we miss a flight to Aruba. So the guy goes, my friend, are you going to Aruba? I said, yeah. He said, you better get your ass in this fucking cart right now.
And you got your ass in that car,
So
right?
I got in that cart, right? And this guy, I swear to you, man, I lost this kid's number because I changed phones, but I'm gonna try to relocate this kid's number, and hopefully we'll get him on one day. He goes, so he makes a beeline for the kiosk. The kiosk, once the gate closes, you can't do the kiosks anymore. So we go up to the counter, and mind you, I'm in the wheelchair. So there's this lady at the counter, right? She is a real CUNT. See you next Tuesday. She's like this. She goes, oh, the gate's closed, sir. I said, now I was like, all right, whatever. I'll go home. My wife is like, she's starting to get all upset, crying a little bit. So I said to the lady, I said, listen, don't do it for me. Do it for the kid. I just got diagnosed with Parkinson's. Well, we got a lot of stuff. My father was diagnosed with cancer. Um, it was just a lot of things going on. So I said, listen, don't do it for me. Do it for her. She's like, no, I don't care what you got. So the guy, Vlad, who thanks to him, this is all what happened. He goes, can I speak to the supervisor, please? So this guy's batting on my behalf. You don't even know me. I'm like, wow. So the supervisor comes out. He's like, the gate's closed. I said, no shit, Sherlock. I know that already. That's why we called you, you know? And he goes, well, what do you want me to do? So Vlad says, please, Mr. Capone, be quiet. Let me talk. So he tells the guy, my friend, he's handicapped. He's Parkinson's. He's trying to get away with his wife. And so the guy, for some reason or another, says, okay, we're going to keep the gate open. So we wound up going to Aruba. And we come back, we go to the doctor because my wife wasn't feeling well after like 7, 8 weeks. So I said, maybe it was the water or something you ate. But she's like 7 weeks later, because prior to this, we were trying to have a child and nothing was, I'm going to be honest, I guess with all the stress of what was going on, and nothing was happening. So it was not even a thought in my mind that I was having a child, you know? So we go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, so everything good? I'm like, yeah, we just got back from Aruba a couple of weeks ago. Maybe my wife has an ulcer or something that from the food we ate over there, or something didn't agree with her because she's not feeling well. She goes, well, come back at 7 and we'll do a sonogram. So I'm like, oh shit, maybe she's got a tumor or something in the stomach. The doctor goes, no. She says, you're having a baby. I was like, oh, wow.
You're like, oh man.
So I was like, really? So she was like, yeah, really. So that's how my first daughter, Gia, she was born. But thanks to this guy, Vlad, that had no, bro, if imagine somebody turns around and says, yo, Billy, do me a favor. Get the fuck out of my face or I'm going to give you a smack in a second. Would you continue to say, hey, my friend, I want to help you. I want to, you'd be like, nah, fuck this guy.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, fuck out of here.
So,
I don't know. If it was my job, I don't know, man. I don't know.
You know, I just, like I said,
sounds like a good guy, though. Sounds like a good guy.
I tell you, this gentleman, and I call him a gentleman because that's what he is. And like I said, up until recently, I had his number. But Vlad, if you're listening from JetBlue's security, please give me a call or DM me or something. But I'd love to see him again. This is about three and a half years ago, so it's been a minute.
Yeah, Cuzzo had to cancel and reschedule. I'm just answering some of these questions people are saying.
Wait. Are they saying that I'm not good enough to be on your show?
No, they said you're awesome.
Yeah. So listen. So thanks to that persistent guy, But he took me all the way down to the airport, to the airplane, rolled me into the little tunnel,
Yeah.
brought me to my seat. I mean, this guy was such a gentleman. So I took out a hundo and I hit him off with a chop, and we became friends. And thanks to that guy, I have a child, and then I had my second child. So I'm truly blessed, man. I mean, life is good. Besides Parkinson's, life is
Yeah.
beautiful. You
Yeah,
know,
man. I'm trying to live my dream here doing this, man. This is my dream job.
you see, you talk about a dream job.
I love doing this, man. I like meeting new people and,
I've seen. First off, I want to congratulate you on such a great job that you're doing. I've seen a lot of your interviews. You're,
thank you,
you're
man.
you're definitely on point. The people that you bring on are funny, and some have great stories to tell. So God bless you on that. But you know, when I was talking to William Crooks, who
Yeah.
happened to be a good friend of both of ours, I just met the guy, and he's an amazing person. God bless him. Um, he said, JC, what do you think? Is this a blessing or a curse? And I said to him, I said, it's a blessing. He says, how can Parkinson's be a blessing? Because in the last year that I've been doing this, that I've been battling Parkinson's in this last year, I went on Instagram, and this disease doesn't get talked about much. If you look on TV, if you watch any programs, you'll probably see one commercial a week on Parkinson's, if that much.
Yeah.
So
Like
what I
when Michael J. Fox came out, it
yeah,
was a lot for a little bit and then it
and
just
then it
died
just
out. Yeah.
died out. And the reason for that is because what I believe is that most people that get this disease are older. So what they do is they just put them in a home and they live out the rest of their years in a home. And the ones that are younger are so embarrassed and ashamed because it really, man, it takes your guts, it takes your soul, takes your heart, rips it out, throws it on the floor and steps on it.
Is
Because
it basically like your nervous system feels like shaky? Is that what it is? Like,
it's a degenerative disease that attacks the nervous system and your motor skills. So when your nervous system starts getting attacked, your hands start shaking, your legs start shaking. Some people they freeze up. So there's different variations. What I got is a tremor, and my left side of my body is almost like in a constant state of locked. So I
yeah.
drag my left side. Um, so, but I was also asked, would you change anything right now? Would you go back to JC before this?
Of
And
course you would. Of
yeah,
course you would. Come on.
but I just want to say one thing though, because Billy, the obvious answer is of course you would. But the real answer is of course I would. However, I would want to carry the people that I've met along this journey. Um, there's quite a few people that I met that have great hearts, great souls, and they trying to help, and God bless them. And also to the people that DM me every day and say, "Hey, you're an inspiration. You give me the courage to go out there and fight." And it's not only Parkinson's. There was a young lady by the name of Donna who was on my show, not my show, who was on Instagram with me, and she DM'd me that JC, I'm battling cancer. I know you pray a lot. Can you pray for me? So this was on a Tuesday. She had a visit with the doctor on a Friday, and she has stage 1 bladder cancer. And again, you could hear all of this on one of my posts.
Yeah.
So on Friday morning, I said a healing prayer for her. She went to the doctor's office at 9:30. She was taken in at 11:45, and the cancer was a tumor that they were able to remove. So now she's cancer free. So she called me at 4:45 on Friday. I was the first phone call she got, and she said, "JC, thank you. Thank you for praying for me. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you." And now listen, not to say that my prayers did anything or changed the outcome of what was going to happen to her, but at least she knew that she wasn't fighting alone, that there was other
Yeah.
people that are going through similar battles, and she was like, and I tell you, the night before I couldn't sleep. I went on and did a post for her at like 4:30 in the morning, and I was waiting all day by the phone for her phone call. And then when she called me at 4:45 with tears in her eyes, saying, "JC, the cancer is gone. I'm cancer free now." I mean
That's
that
strong, man.
that's strong,
I definitely believe in the power of prayer, man.
you know. So and it's funny. People say, "JC, you're praying for everybody else. Why don't you pray for yourself?" And I do, but when I'm talking to somebody, it almost feels like my Parkinson's goes away. So in helping others, in actuality, I'm helping myself,
Yeah.
because I'm also realizing that, hey, this guy's got cancer. This guy's got arthritis. This person has fibromyalgia. This person has depression. This guy wanted to kill himself. This guy's anxious. So all these things that I'm battling, depression, anxiety, and Parkinson's and all this other stuff, I hear it from other people, and so we kind of like band together and we fight as a team rather than an individual, and
Yeah.
it just makes my life a little bit better as well. So if people are asking why do I pray for everybody, because God always says, pray for others and you will be saved as well. Don't be greedy and say, and and that's the thing. I don't want to come off though, Billy, as a holy roller. I don't want to say like I found God and stuff, but I, I'm gonna tell you,
Look,
when you get sick, you start believing real quick.
I bet you people didn't know that.
Oh shit! So
Man, I'm all the way changed, man. I don't commit crimes anymore. I don't do drugs anymore. I don't drink alcohol. I am on a different path in life. I still get depressed, and like you said, I try to look at other people's um
you know,
shortcomings as like,
I just want to touch upon depression real quick. Before I got sick, bro, I had a business, a construction business. I had decent amount of money in the bank. I bought a house. I had the convertible. I had the trucks. And I tell you, I don't know if I ever had experienced depression, because life was moving very well. It was fast paced. Everything was going great. But as soon as I got Parkinson's, all of a sudden depression hit me like doing 100 miles an hour hitting a brick wall.
yeah,
And at one time, when I thought, this guy's he's depressed. Why doesn't he just man up and just deal with it? And then when it came to me actually battling it, I said, holy shit, this disease, depression, is a real nasty disease. And it will take you and bring you down into a deep, dark rabbit hole that
yeah,
if you don't get help or support, it will close the door on you. And I
yeah,
came very close to closing that door. So that's why I could say this, is that we need to address mental health in this country, because there's a lot of people that are suffering, and a lot of people don't have the ride or dies, or the Billy Staxx, or the William Crooks, or anybody to rely on
yeah,
to help them. And so that's why I tell you, I really do believe that this Parkinson's is just a blessing more than a curse.
yeah. I mean, it's a good thing to look at it that way. I mean, if and I see you online. I see the spirits that you're in, and you're always in a good spirit, and you're always pushing through. So I mean, it's the best you can do, man. You know?
Billy, I lost 3.5 years of my life because I locked myself. I don't want to say 3.5. Let's say three and something. You know, but because I locked myself in a house because I was scared to go out. Not scared to go out, but scared to be seen by people and to be perceived as a weakling, or, you know, one time I went out and somebody had saw me and they asked, "Are you on drugs, sir?" And
That's what someone said in the comments when we first came in. They said, "Is he on drugs?" Because
yeah,
they didn't know.
you see, but that's and again, now I've learned to cope with that. But
Yeah.
when you're in depression and you're shaky and you just got diagnosed with Parkinson's, and somebody says, "Are you on drugs?" And bro, I'll tell you, I never did a fucking drug in my life. I had an old school Italian mother that would hit me with worse than the bat that I'm holding in my hands right now. So no, I never did drugs. No, I never smoked cigarettes. No, I don't have any tattoos. I don't. But the perception is, you see a young guy that's pretty fit or whatever, you don't assume Parkinson's. The first thing you assume is that guy on drugs? What
Yeah.
is he doing? Is he mind altering drugs? Is he on PSP? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when I heard that, it sent me into like this thing like, holy shit, people are thinking I'm a drug addict because I'm suffering Parkinson's disease. So that,
It's crazy. It's perceptions. People's perception is fucked up.
you know, that, and I'll tell you, when you go to your parents' house and you see they have tears in their eyes because their baby boy has got a disease that you can't cure, and to see him struggle. I used to see my father try to hide his tears. And so I didn't want to go there and make my old man, who was battling cancer, I didn't want to bring him down more than he already was.
Yeah.
So I tried to avoid seeing them at all costs. And what I'm trying to do, bro, is change people's perception. I'm trying to change, because what's happening now is that young onset Parkinson's, that's people from 50 and under are getting Parkinson's disease. Next
Yeah.
year, 60,000 people in America are going to contact this disease, if not more. So
And it'll just come out of nowhere, right?
it,
People don't
it,
even know that. Like,
I had,
bam.
you know, when you Google Parkinson's, you see 80-year-old people that are all fucked up, but they don't realize that 50 and under is one. Parkinson's is the number one neurological disorder that's coming up that they don't even have a clue of why it's happening. It didn't run in my family. I didn't do drugs. I was always a hard worker, always in the gym, always lifting, taking my vitamins. And I'm not 80 years old. I was 39. So this is why I truly believe that God put me on this path, because we need to change the face of Parkinson's. Because number one, we have to tell people that, hey, listen, your words hurt more than, like, bro, if you try to hit me, I could take a punch, no problem.
Yeah.
But you throw words at me like, yo, is this guy on drugs? Stay away from him. Get out of his way. Don't look at him.
Bro,
And
people call me a junkie and I'm crackhead and all this other shit. And I've been clean, man. I don't do drugs. I used to, but
right,
like when people say shit like that about me, it hurts my feelings too, you know?
you know,
But it
and
but
so
people are gonna talk shit. People love
no,
to
I
put,
understand that, but
you know, people
it's
just love to hurt people.
it's just,
Hurt people, basically.
you know, I really wish we could educate people. And again, by no means are we going to be able to educate all people, because ignorance is ignorance, hate is hate, and some people just can't get past that. But
Yeah.
for the majority of people that just don't understand, that just don't realize, hey, listen, maybe this guy's not a junkie. Maybe he has Parkinson's. That's what we're trying to bring out. And the thing I have with Parkinson's is this. They came out with one drug. It's called dopamine. This drug was established in 1916. It's 2021.
What does it do to you? What does dopamine do when you
Basically what they're saying is, which they're saying, and they don't know how it happens or why it happens, is that dopamine, which coats the nervous system, is I'm lacking it. My body's not producing it. So what happens is they interject dopamine into your system, and it builds up in the body. So now your body has it, so it acts normal. But the only problem with this is that if anybody knows like steroids and stuff, when you start interjecting artificial hormones, your body stops producing them because it's coming in from an outside source. So that's what happens to your body, is that the stuff stops completely. And then what happens is your body gets immune to the medicine. And that's when you just see like Michael J. Fox and other people that are out of control completely. That's because their body has stopped producing it altogether. And the drugs that they are putting into your body, you have maxed out, your body's immune to it. So now there is absolutely nothing stopping the nerves from going buck wild.
So are you still shaking when you sleep? Do you still shake when you sleep?
It's called restless leg syndrome, where you're like constantly in like the state of motion. So I don't sleep, bro. I get 2.5, 2 hours, 3 hours. I do a lot of cat naps though, like
like here and there, sleeping.
and just because operating on 3 hours of sleep, it's crazy.
So even when you're sleeping, your body's still shaking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it don't, you know, I'm gonna show you. If you could just imagine, I have to drink out a sippy cup because when I shake, it doesn't spill out.
Yeah.
But this is how.
When I was detoxing, man, I was just like that. I couldn't even hold the cup.
And this hand right here, this hand locks. So that's the story of my life every day. Every day, bro. And people ask, why are you doing this? Because I want these shakes to stop. I have 2 little kids that deserve a father. You know, when your son, who's a year and a half, is in a crib and he's crying and he wants to get picked up, and he takes his hands and he goes like this, and all you can do is hover over him and wait for your wife to come get him because you can't pick him up. If that don't make you want to fight, then nothing else will. If that doesn't rip, that's what kills me the most, bro.
But you're here fighting, man, and your son still has you, because you know the other side of the coin is you let this shit defeat you, and then your son doesn't have a father, you know?
Yeah, that's why we're fighting for, and this is not about money. This is not. You see, like these big foundations, they're collecting millions and millions of dollars, and they're doing research, but you give me a couple of million or $1 billion, and I'm sure I'll find a pharmaceutical place somewhere that'll be able to produce a pill within 100 years. So, I
Probably.
mean, where's this money going, bro? I mean, I understand they're doing development and research. There's new things coming out every day, but where's the cure? I mean, they came out with a vaccine, but the thing is that Parkinson's doesn't kill you. It just makes you live a miserable life. And so it's not on the presses. You know what I mean? It's not on.
Yeah.
You don't go around and say, "Hey, Billy, did you hear JC's got Parkinson's?" It's not on anybody. You'll hear, "Hey, Billy, Mike's got cancer, and Tom's got cancer." Cancer's on everybody's plate.
Yeah,
because
cancer or a heart problem or
heart
some
problems,
kind of,
shit
yeah,
like,
something.
but until this becomes more aggressive disease, and my deal is this, bro, is that if we bring awareness to it and stop it now, then those 60,000 people that are going to get affected this year will not get affected, or if they do get affected, there'll be a cure for it. And
Yeah.
so, why wait until till more and more people get it? Why don't we do this now? Why don't we get on this fucking horse right now? Let's change the face of it. Let's tell people the playbook that they're using right now, Billy, don't work. So we got to start a new playbook. That's the bottom line, because
Weren't you saying that the marijuana helps you kind of, right?
bro, marijuana is a godsend. And it's funny because it's created out of the earth, and who created the earth? So think about that. It's scary that they've been using this marijuana for thousands of years. They found it in the temples. The high priestess used to use it. Medicine men use it. And a couple of donkeys that are sitting up in an office somewhere say, oh, well, this is illegal because why? Because we can't tax it, or we can't figure out how we're going to market this shit, because I could grow it in my backyard. But this right here, this that'll make you go crazy and make you go out and drive like recklessly and do some stuff. This you could proudly display all throughout the house, invite people over and say, hey, have a drink, knowing that after a couple of shots, you're sending these people basically to drunk driving, but that's okay though. But if you pass a joint around, God forbid, man, that's a gateway drug. Well, listen, I smoke weed because of Parkinson's, and it gives me immediate relief. It doesn't last all day. It's not a cure. But for somebody like me, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour of not shaking is like winning the lottery, bro.
Any type of relief you can get, right?
And when you smoke a little bit, you don't have. See, the funny thing is this: the pills that they give you don't cure the disease. So there's the first problem I got. Second problem: these pills have been around for 100 years. We know that they're not going to cure the disease, but yet we still give them to patients. And number three, the pills do this: hallucinations, insomnia, suicidal thoughts, um, dizziness, do not operate vehicles when taking. I mean, so it tells you on the bottle that this shit is going to do some serious damage to you. And then the
Yeah.
kicker is, after 3 to 5 years, it could cause involuntary movements that'll last you for a lifetime, which means your arms will just start moving, your head will start moving, and you can't control it. So if you're telling me that taking those pills is better than smoking a little marijuana, which comes with, I don't know, maybe minimal side effects, if any. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
you eat all the junk food in your
yeah.
house.
So, so, uh, so that's what I wanted to bring out, and I'm gonna tell you, I appreciate and I applaud you for putting me on your platform. I know I'm not a gangster or a criminal, and I know that's what your network's about, and I just appreciate it because
Just about people that want to do better in life, man.
no, but I see Al Capone behind you, so at least I got see some other people behind you.
And that's why I had to get rid of people I was working with because they were no good, man. They were
Yeah,
just no good.
a little thing about people is that everything, like, unfortunately, I don't have any celebrity status, because if I had celebrity status, when I knock on the door, they would answer because, oh, he's a celebrity.
I
But
don't either, man. I'm a nobody from Bristol, man. I'm just a
so,
nobody.
but I'd like to give a message out to people out there that didn't open the door when I knocked. I'm going to tell you this, is that all these people that talk and walk around saying they're old school and yeah, we got to stick together and Italians and oh, they're all wannabe Italians and this and that. Bro, you're a wannabe and you talk the talk, fucking learn how to walk the walk. You want to see Italian? I'll show you fucking Italian. And when we do make it, because this is not going to stop, bro. Parkinson's is not going to go away, so I'm not going to stop fighting. But when I do make it, and God forbid one of these people that didn't answer the door gets Parkinson's, bro, and comes knocking on my door, shit, that's just going to be closed. Because there's a lot of people out there. You know how many people on Instagram? Oh, yo, man, I'm old school. We got to help each other. We got to look out for each other. Respect, loyalty, and honor. Bullshit. Bullshit.
A lot of people don't look out for each other no more, man. It's not how the world works anymore.
But you know what? What bothers me about that though is that, and I'm gonna tell you from the bottom of my heart, bro. You did me a solid today. You put me on, right? You call me this week. You say, JC, somebody's bothering me, this and that. I need your assistance. I shake me. Even my shaky ass will get in my truck, drive up to your property, come with my bat, and I say, where we gotta go. Because you took care of me and I would take care of you. But I'm just saying is that you're buying my loyalty because you're helping me. And I was always taught that one hand washes the other and two wash your face. So if I came to you and said, hey, Billy, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to bring awareness to Parkinson's, and you say, hey, JC, man, that sounds like a great thing. Come on in. And you open the door for me like a gentleman. And you give me this opportunity. If you ever call upon my services and call me and say, hey, JC, I need help, I'm there for you. Why? Because you helped me. When the guy
man.
down, you don't kick him. But you know what I'm going to tell you? People are scared, and I have no idea why, that if they put me on their platform, that something's going to happen. I'm not out here promoting anything. I'm not out here soliciting anything. I'm not out here asking for donations. I'm just trying to bring awareness. I stay in my lane. I'm not a comedian. I'm not a wannabe gangster. I'm just a guy that's fighting Parkinson's. He asked me about being Italian. I'm 100% Italian. My wife was born in Italy. My parents were born there. I have uncles there. I had a house there. So, I mean, I'm Italian. When I raise that flag, I know why I raised it because I understand it. But to these jokers that are out there that claim that they're old school Italians, and you don't try to help a fellow person that's in need, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Ashamed.
Man, people walk right by homeless people nowadays. It's just a lot of bullshit.
My father always told me the one thing: respect everybody. To the person that washes the dishes, to the person that shines your shoes, to the person that gives you your paycheck at the end of the week. Respect everybody because everybody deserves respect. And a lot of guys, like I said, they talk, hey, oh, yeah, yeah, you want to see what these people are like? See, we could do this too, Billy. We could get we could get the cigar, right? Which I smoke cigars. And we could sit here and I could go, hey, Billy, how you doing, pal? Yeah, forget it. I'm from the Five Towns. You know where Henry Hill raised up? His club was right down the block from my house.
Yeah, forget about it.
Forget about it. Yeah, Brooklyn, forget it. My family came from Brooklyn. I used to live on Court Street, downtown Brooklyn in Red Hook. My uncles worked the fucking Navy yards. I mean, they were longshoremen. So, I mean, you want to play that game, we could go Italian. But I don't do that because number one,
someone said, P.S. I wonder if Anthony's watching because Anthony's always with the cigar.
and let me tell you something about cigars. Anybody that I get my cigars from this little place in Yonkers. I'm not gonna say the name, but they sell a cigar called La Perla. It's a hand rolled cigar. It's a nice little mom and pop store. Added away. You see me, I chew on my cigars more than I smoke them. So for me to go out and buy a $30 cigar to chew on it and throw it out, it's stupid. Number one. Number two, I don't have the money. And number three, I'm not such a smoker that I have to have a $30 cigar in my mouth. So these are a couple of dollars cigar. And so that's why, because I could bite down on them, I could chew them, I could spit in them, and they always stay solid. So if anybody asks what kind of cigars I smoke, it's called La Perla. Check them out. They're in Yonkers. Like I said, I got nothing to gain or not to gain from that, but good cigar and inexpensive.
Yeah, I smoke the Noblies once in a while.
Yeah. Well, you know what sucks about smoking a cigar?
Huh.
You can't smoke in your truck, in your car. You
Yeah.
can't smoke them obviously in your house.
Because they
Can't
stink,
smoke.
man. They reek. Some
So,
people can't stand the smell of it, you know? Shitty
so
cigar. I can't smoke shitty cigar.
nah, I tell you this is if I ever see you, bro, when I come up to Connecticut, I'll bring you a
Definitely,
couple
man.
of these. You definitely taste them. They're really nice. They're sweet. I'm a guy. You know, one time a good friend of mine, he got me a Cuban cigar. He got me a box of Cubans, right?
How were they?
Man, they were heavy, like thick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'll be honest with you. The first time I smoked one on an empty stomach, I felt like I was drunk, like I was gonna pass out or throw up. That's how heavy they are. Because again, I'm used to these little light cigars,
Yeah.
and that are like, but a real heavy, thick cigar, like a hard cigar, a dark cigar,
Yeah.
man, they can really set you up and put you into get you a little sick. But
Yeah, man. I remember when I was a kid, I got caught smoking, and my grandfather made us smoke cigar
and
and inhale it. He's
you
like,
call lungs up.
breathe, breathe it in, breathe it in. I'm like, I could not breathe, man. It was bad.
Yeah, no, my father. I tell you, he didn't. There was a couple of things that we didn't do. Was smoke in the house, and tattoos. My father was always against tattoos. He came from the old school. He was
Oh
like,
man, I would have got my ass beat, man.
tattoos are for jailbirds. He used to say, only the jailbirds get the tattoos. Why do you want to do that to yourself? So I never got a tattoo because of respect to my old man. The one thing that I could say is that he got me even after he passed away, because I got Parkinson's now. So I go to a tattoo guy. I said, hey, cuz I'd like to put a tattoo on my arm, this and that. He says, you do realize you shake, right? I said, yeah. So he said, what do you want to make it, an abstract thing or something? I can't tattoo you. The lines won't even come out straight.
I'm a tattoo artist too. You know that?
Bro, you think you could tattoo a guy that shakes?
Probably.
Yo, then it's on, bro. I'm gonna develop a nice
Man,
tattoo.
I'll just shake with you. Shake with you. Right?
I was thinking maybe over the shoulder might be a little easier.
You could definitely get it done.
Yeah, you know what? This guy, he saw me go in there. I was a little tooted up at the time and I was like, so maybe the guy, because I got some big friends that I hang out with, and
Yeah.
they're Italian guys. And so when you walk in 12 strong to a place, it's kind of a little intimidating.
Yeah.
So the guy must have been like, if I fuck this kid's tattoo up, maybe these guys are going to come over here and try to kick my ass. So I'm not even
See,
going to I'm not
yeah.
gonna get involved.
Yeah, don't bring the bat if I tattoo you, man. Leave the bat.
Yeah, yeah. You want to? People say, "Why do you carry a bat?" And I say, "Well, there's a good reason for this. I was watching the news today, right? And two people robbed the guy that was on a wheelchair. And not only did they rob him, they threw him down on the ground, and they beat the shit out of him. And the guy had one leg was missing or something. I mean, this was really a guy that was, I don't know if he was a veteran or whatever the case was, but this guy was in a wheelchair. So people think because I shake, they might think, yo, this guy, we're going to attack him or we're going to do something. Listen.
Just pull that shit out.
They come my way, bro. We're going to handle business the old-fashioned way. I'm telling you that. And it's a scary world that we're living in because a lot of people don't have any respect for the elderly. They don't have any respect for women. They don't have any respect for children. I mean, so you gotta watch yourself. I mean, I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, nowadays it's a different world we live in, man.
You know,
definitely is.
And I like to play baseball too. I'm a good baseball hitter. I can hit the bat really well.
Me too, man. I aim right for the middle of the forehead.
Yeah, you know when you drive around with a bat, what you gotta have next to it, right?
A ball and glove.
Yeah, that's right. When you get pulled over, JC,
I know all about that, man.
JC, why do you have a bat? I was playing baseball. 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it was a double header. How you doing?
Double header. Yo, you didn't buy that bat from A-Light, right? John A-Light shit.
Nah.
You know he sells the baseball bats.
Bro, if you look on my account, I had this bat for probably 2 years now, maybe even more than that. So, no, I didn't buy it from A-Light. But I want to tell you something. He came out with a video against a couple other people, and I gotta say that I agreed with his video. Have you seen his last post, his last video?
No.
Basically, it says women and children are off limits. That certain people from who he used to run with back in the days are going around talking about his kids and his wife and posting pictures. And I tell you, if you're a man, leave the kids and the women alone, honestly. Well, and I'm just talking across the board. Like, you know, people ask me, hey, JC, why don't you put pictures of your family up on Instagram? Why? Because I don't want to subject them to the stuff that I hear. Are you on drugs? And what, you know, how do you go to the bathroom? And stupid shit. So I don't want these internet gangsters to tear up my family because that's the one thing that I got left that I hold dearest to me. And just like in the Donnie Brasco, the guy says, I'll blow up the whole block. I'll blow up the whole fucking neighborhood. Forget about the block. You understand?
When it comes to my family, I don't give a shit, man. I've been to prison before and I'll go back.
Yeah. Listen, bro, I tell you, this disease took everything, man. It took my business. I had a nice little construction business. It took that away. Why? Because I was owner operated. I couldn't do that anymore. I fell into a deep depression, so I couldn't even run a business. I have anxiety when I see people in large crowds. So this thing took everything away from me. Everything. Yeah. But it didn't take my... And I'll tell you, if somebody does try to do that, they're going to... Not even the devil himself is going to stop me from what I got to do. You understand?
You still got your personality, man. You're still a good person.
And without a doubt. You gotta be nice. You gotta respect. But for anybody out there that could tax like people that are in the spotlight, to tax their children and tax their wives, leave the women and children alone. You ain't a man by picking on people that are handicapped or that, you know, that have, or you say their wives are ugly or their wives are fat or the kids.
But I'll attack the grown up though and call him a deadbeat daddy and shit.
Yeah, no, but yeah, you attack the grown up.
If they don't take care of their kids, and you know who I'm talking about to all my viewers out there, call him a deadbeat daddy all day.
Yeah. You think about, you wonder why things are going so out of whack. It's because the family doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't. It really doesn't, man.
They have no family values, no morals, no The kids are eating by themselves. They lock themselves in a room. You know what the funniest thing is? After a mass shooting, God forbid, you go. They ask the parents, "Did you know your children had AK-47s, bulletproof vests, 10,000 rounds of fucking ammunition, and 9 millimeter?" Oh no, we had no idea. How the fuck do you not know that a 14-year-old kid has an arsenal in his room? Oh, we never go in his room. Shit, man, my room was not my room. My mother made it very clear. This is my fucking house, and I do whatever the hell I want. And
Mine too. Mine
my
too.
father said this to me. He said, "This is not a hotel. You will not come and go as you please. You will stay under my rules as long as you're under my roof. As soon as you're out of here, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But when you're here, I'm in charge." So if somebody tells me that a kid is able to smuggle in AK-47s and ammunition and you didn't know about it, the parents should be in trouble too then. Because, I mean, you know, a lot of these people are planning these things for a long time, you know, and
It's crazy.
you know, you just gotta say, man, yeah, you think about it, bro. Back in the days, Billy, how old are you? You're about my age, right? 40?
42.
Yeah,
42.
I'm 45. So we used to go to school. You had a beef with a kid, you shot it out in the parking lot. You went a couple of rounds. You know, you maybe you've got a black eye. You dug in the dirt, and then the next day you shook hands and you were friends again. We
Yep.
didn't, we didn't have to. I mean, I don't think I ever heard of a mass shooting when I was 8 years old or 13 years old. We never had to worry about going through metal detectors and shit like that. I mean, what changed in the last
When I
30
when I
years?
was a kid, they just started putting in metal detectors at court because of
Right,
people
of
shooting
course,
up
yeah.
courthouses. And you know, it's just the world we live in, man. You just got to get used
Yeah.
to the times, I guess.
No, bro. You know what we got to get back to? We got to get back to some real old ass kicking. Kid steps out
Yeah,
of line, give him a kick in his ass.
loyalty, man. Loyalty. Needs to come back to loyalty. Like that's what it really comes down to.
It's called respect and it's called class.
Yeah,
Now, people could talk all they want, but it's either you're born with it or not. Money don't buy class. You could be a poor person and you could still tip your hat to somebody, open the door for an old lady.
that's me, man.
Bill,
I'm holding the door because I'm
yo,
poor as hell.
I just want to say, I just want to tell you, Billy, I was a little pissed off at you a couple of weeks.
Why, man?
Nah, I got to be a straight shooter. You know what I'm saying? All right. So you call me up, you say 2 o'clock, then we say 2:30, then you canceled on me. So I said, man, this got some pair of nuts that he's canceling on me. So then I says, you know what? Then you didn't call me for like 2 weeks. So I'm like, oh, all right. This guy, I says,
I
if this
had you there, man. And this is just a live we're doing. We're still gonna do the episode.
right, so I says to my wife, I said, does he know who the fuck I am? I'm JC Capone, and he's blowing me off. So then when he told me tonight, I was like a schoolgirl in the classroom, like, you know, oh, hi, Billy.
Yeah.
Last week I was like, yeah, that fucking Billy, man. If he calls me again, I will never talk to that guy. He blew me off, rag doll. But
It's
I like it,
hilarious.
and all in good fun, man. We got to have a lot of fun with this.
Yeah.
When you get a disease or disorder or anything, for the people that don't understand, let me give them a quick lesson. Look around you. Forget about the house. Forget about the tile. Look around you. Go outside and look around you, and you'll see that from the dirt, when you put a little seed in the ground, a beautiful flower comes out. When you look at a caterpillar, you see it humbling across, walking mad slow, and you say, what kind of life is this thing going to have? Then it goes into a cocoon and it turns into a beautiful butterfly. So if you think that this was all created because two rocks in space collided together, crashed down to the earth, and then all of a sudden all this beauty was created, you got to be out of your fucking mind. because
some people think that's what it is.
no, but I want to know who thinks this, because imagine, let's just put it in today's terminology, because I'm a construction guy. Let me tell you, let me just say, Billy, I want you to build me a house. You're going to say, well, what kind of house? No, just build me a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath. Where are the blueprints? Where's the architect? There is none. Just do it on an accident. That house will not be built. I promise you that. You cannot build a house on accident. So if you can't build a house on accident, imagine building bees that have stick bees on the bottom of their feet, which take the pollen from one plant and bring it to another. So now, if you think that this is all an accident, then my message is not for you, because we're already off on the wrong foot. But so what I'm trying to say is that I believe there's a God, because it just, as a common sense kind of person, just doesn't make sense to me, the theory that science has, that they collided the asteroids and an organism came down and then it generated and mutated into human beings. I don't believe that's a crock of shit, if you ask me.
It is.
So with that being said, no matter what the doctors tell you, no matter what they say, they're only going off of what they know, which is science. But science can't explain everything. So what I'm telling people is, if you get diagnosed with cancer and they tell you got 3 weeks to live or 4 weeks, say, okay, thank you very much. Go home and live your life. Live your life, because the minute you stop living, you're dying anyway. So doctors are great. We love our listen, because I don't want to ever say anything bad about doctors. I'm not trying to tell people don't take their pills. What I am trying to say is that if you believe in God, He's the only one that knows when our day's going to come up. He's the only one that knows. Why? Because He created us. He's all-knowing and all-powerful. And we're all going to die. You see, that's another thing, is that people hear certain things, they get worried because they associate cancer with death. Now, think about this. If you believe in God, then you have nothing to worry about, because when we die, we go up to heaven and we get eternal peace and eternal rest. So even if you do die, you still win. So just go live life. But I think
that's what I'm doing, man. Trying.
You know what I mean? But I'm just like, I feel bad that people are putting so much into these, so much trust into doctors. Like, for example, you showed the Bible, right? You read a verse from the Bible and it says, if you believe in me, have no fear, have no worries, I will heal you. You read that to somebody, they'll say, nah, all right, thank you. But you read a doctor's report that you'll die in 3 weeks, they'll believe that. Why? Because the doctors. You understand what I'm saying? But the Bible, which was by God, it doesn't count, because that's just the spiritual sum. It doesn't work. But I'm going to tell you this, though. Prayer is powerful. Miracles happen. My good friend's grandfather lived 15 years after they gave him a month to live. And they said, if you don't do these treatments, you're going to die. And he said, you know what? I'm 70 years old. If I die, I'd rather die in dignity and peace. And I don't want you to use me as a pincushion. And the guy lasted 15 years after they diagnosed him. So, yes, doctors are great. Yes, they save people's lives. We love our doctors, our nurses, our first responders, the police, everybody. But they're only doing what they're told. They're only doing what they're taught. But put some faith in God. Believe. If you take anything away from this tonight, is to believe that the person that created this whole universe, the person that created from the ants to the almighty elephant, and everything that was created in nature that is not touched by man, is perfectly balanced. If you believe that that was created by somebody that created us, then you got nothing to worry about. Because if you can create that shit, he could surely make me defeat Parkinson's or somebody defeat cancer. There's no
Hey.
question about it.
Hey, there's always a chance, man. You never know, right? All we could do is keep pushing forward and keep doing the right thing and try to help the next person, man.
Remember, you ever watched the movie Raging Bull?
Yeah.
Jake LaMotta goes, so Jake, what do you think the chances are you're going to win tonight? Bet the fucking house. Bet the house on me that I'm going to win. I'm going to take his nose. I'm going to put it in the back of his head. And that's what I tell people when they say, do you think you're going to beat Parkinson's? I don't think. I know I'm going to beat it. And I'm going to tell you, like I tell everybody else, bet the fucking house on me because I'm not going down. I don't give a fuck the devil throws at me. He could take my legs, he could take my arms, but he ain't going to take my spirit. And as long as I got the Holy Spirit inside of me, nobody's going to beat me. I promise you that.
Yeah, man, definitely. Thank you for joining me tonight, man. I appreciate you. And I'm definitely going to have you on again. I really enjoyed having you on tonight.
Listen,
and,
I'm free every day. I'm available any night. I don't sleep much. So if you ever need somebody to come in and chop it up with you, bro, just give me a call. I'll be like a schoolgirl in the picnic yard.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for joining me, man. And all you guys,
Billy, I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I mean that.
Of course, man.
All joking aside, people that do help, we're not looking for anything. I didn't try to solicit you. I didn't try to ask you for money. Please don't get this twisted. This is a mission of awareness.
No, you didn't ask me for money. I asked you for
money. Yo, the guy tried to shake me down. He's like, yo, you want to come on the show? How much is it worth?
Yeah.
You know what? I just want to tap on that for one more second. There was a guy that's on TV, right? That because when I was in the deep depression, I was going to therapy, but I wasn't resonating with the therapist. So I turned to YouTube and I found some inspirational, motivational speakers on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this guy is all high and mighty. Everything he says makes sense. So I finally get somebody to get to this person and ask them if I could please meet them and talk to them. So the guy puts me in touch with this person. And the first thing that comes out of his mouth is, how much does it mean to you? Like, how much is it? And I'm like, wait, are you the same guy that was just talking about God and we love God and we're here together to fight together. We're going to raise up against evil. And you're asking me how much I'm going to give you? I'm going to give you shit is what I'm going to give you. Nothing.
Yo, I ask a lot of people for interviews constantly, like all day long. I'm asking people for interviews, and I get that shit constantly.
So, listen, you do some. That's the thing is that when you check on me, there's one thing that I'm trying to do and bring awareness. And there's no backdoor trickery or any kind of fucking things to do. But the people that most of these people are following out there that they put on a pedestal, call them up at 3 a.m. and say, hey, you know, whoever, Brad Pitt, I'm having a bad day. I'm ready to commit suicide. See if he's going to answer your phone call. See if he's going to answer your DM. But you DM JC at 3 a.m. and say, hey, kid, I'm on a ledge. Maybe you could walk me off of it. And I'll fucking answer that phone. And if you're close enough, I'll come drive out there to see you. So don't put your hopes on false prophets, basically. You know?
Man.
Yo, man, God bless you. I could talk all night long, but
thank you for coming on, man. I'm definitely going to have you on again, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Till next time, man.
Salud. Buenas noches.